Why is there a camera in my kitchen? Why is there a camera right here? Hi, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making some cookies. My son's teacher asked me to make some surprise cookies for a very special day. It is going to be the 67th day of school. So I am making 6-7 cookies. My idea for the cookie is a foam finger, and it's going to say 6-7 in it. And then I'm also going to put little 6-7 pieces made out of fondant in the bag as well, because kids love fondant. They're just going to pick it off the cookie and eat it first, so I'm going to give them a bunch of extras. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be making dough. I did find this recipe off of TikTok, so I will add her at. She gets all the credit in the world. She made an amazing recipe, and I've already tried this a couple days ago, and it was a success. Everybody who ate my cookies was like, man, this is good. I'm sorry, did you expect anything less? First thing needed is 2 sticks of unsalted butter at room temperature. Take the packaging off, of course. 1 cup of sugar. And we are going to mix that until it's all incorporated. I'm going to add 1 egg. 1 teaspoon of salt, which I cannot find for some reason. I know I visually just saw it a second ago. I found it. 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Then I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of almond extract. In her recipe, she said you could just do 3 teaspoons of vanilla, but vanilla or the almond extract just does something, and she was not wrong. And it smells fantastic. Now that all our wet ingredients are incorporated, we're going to go ahead and mix that again. Oh man, I went too fast. It splashed all my vanilla extract out. Oh no! I'm gonna add a little bit more, I guess. Well, the good news is I smell like vanilla. For my last step, I'm gonna put 3 cups of all-purpose flour, but 1 at a time in, so that it can mix thoroughly. Slowly. I made that mistake once. Cup 2. And now the 3rd and final cup to this recipe. Look at the beautiful blended family. The family was evicted to parchment paper. Now I'm gonna go ahead and flatten it out, and we're gonna stick it in the fridge for at least a couple hours. I am gonna make a double batch. I could have just doubled the ingredients, but I didn't want to, because if I messed it up, then I'm just messing up one batch rather than like a bunch of ingredients. So that's my logic. Now it's flat and ready. I'm gonna put this in the fridge for a few hours. We're gonna move on to marshmallow fondant, which is the best fondant you can possibly make, because that store-bought tastes like Play-Doh. Fight me on it. Please don't, I'll cry. This recipe is very easy, and you can make it and then store it and have fondant whenever you need it. It's freaking awesome. You're gonna need 1 whole bag of mini marshmallows. I do the mini just because I feel like they melt a little bit quicker. And then you're gonna do about 1.5 tablespoons of water, and we're gonna put it in the microwave in about like 30-second intervals until it's completely melted. And just like that, we have melted marshmallows. Now we're gonna put in powdered sugar until you can get the consistency of like Play-Doh. No pun intended from me making fun of store-bought Play-Doh, but texture and taste are 2 different things. You wanna make sure you add a little bit at a time, because you can always add more if you need it. You can't take it away if you don't. I've tried. Also, I mean no disrespect to people who like the taste of Play-Doh. I used to eat it as a kid. It was very salty. Anyway, once it starts clumping up together, I get to move it out of the bowl, and we get to work it with our hands. This is the fun part. We're gonna just want a surface that is covered in powdered sugar, and then we're gonna go ahead and move our fondant and scrape all of it off. It is still gonna be somewhat sticky, and this is when we're gonna just knead in extra powdered sugar until it's no longer like sticking to you and is more mobile like clay. Movable? I can taste the sugar in the air. So just like that, we got a good dough consistency. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up with some saran wrap, and we're gonna let it sit for a little bit just so it's not warm anymore. And then we're gonna cut out all of our 6-7s. And there she is. So our fondant is ready. I'm gonna go ahead and let this sit now, and I'm gonna go cross stitch for a little bit because my dough has to rest some more in the fridge and this has to cool down. Yay me! Well, scratch that. I forgot. I should actually clean up my mess, so. Clean up. Everybody hates this part. Ooh. I'm done. Also, I was a tad bit dramatic. Who? Just cross-stitched to now? This girl. All right, back to the cookie making. It is now time to cut out my cookies. The oven is already preheated to 375. So what's left is just to cut them out. And I really want to try my best to keep them all the same consistency in thickness. Beautiful. How thick is it? I think that's a pretty good thickness. I need to keep it thick because the finger is very brittle. I practiced with one of the cookies when I made them a few days ago. I need to make 30 of them. I of course want to make more than that just so they have some extras if I mess up, you know, things like that. I'm making them for both 4th grade classes. And they have no idea that this is happening. I had to keep this from my own son. Do you know how hard that was? And I have to make sure I'm cleaned up and everything is hidden and put away before I go get him. What up, brother? Oh. I hope this is the same thickness. Perfect. So that got us a total of 14 cookies. I'm gonna go ahead and poke a hole in the center of all of them to let air escape, I guess. And into the oven they go. Here is batch number 2. And that is my 3rd batch. Here they are, beautifully cooked. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer them to the wire rack just so they stop cooking on the pan. This is very delicate. I cannot have the finger break. They look good, look at the bottom. And here they are all baked and ready. I'm gonna let them completely cool and then I'm gonna store them away. We're not gonna icing them until tomorrow. That one did come out very crispy. That was the last bit of dough that I had. So it's a little bit thinner than all the rest of the cookies. So that one's mine. And then this little piece was my little tester, just to make sure the cookie tasted good. Success! The last thing we're gonna do for today is cut out the 6-7 out of the fondant so that it hardens up all night. And then we'll finish the cookie tomorrow. All right, I hope that's thick enough. Let's do some 6s first. I wonder if I should put this in the fridge for a little bit to harden it up flat before I cut them out because they're a little sticky. We have a 6. So putting it in the fridge was a success. It's a lot easier. So I'm doing this whole piece for 6s. I need 36s and I need 37s for the cookies. And then I need probably 4 extra of each to put them in the bag. I will clean up all the 6s later and get out all the middle pieces because it is not popping out. But I already did a few and it was pretty easy. And the more they dry, the easier it'll be to clean them up. But they look really cute. Look at this. 6, 7. I can't hold these up. So I have a little less than an hour to get all of these cut out, get the kitchen cleaned up and everything hidden so that my son has no idea I made cookies all day. Because I don't want him to be out on the surprise. That wouldn't be any fun. Kids have no idea the day 6-7 is even coming, or the 67th day of school is coming. And the teachers thought it would be a really cool idea to throw a 6-7 party. He is such a cool teacher. Wow, that took way longer than I expected. I will clean these up tomorrow once they are dried. I have over 90 of each because that allows me to put one on the cookie and they get 2 sets each in their bag. So they can eat all the 6-7s they want. I also put all the cookies in the Tupperware. I'm gonna seal these up and I'm gonna hide them and then I gotta clean up. I have 4 minutes until I have to leave the house. Perfect timing. I put everything back to normal. He's not gonna suspect a thing. Also, I hope you're ignoring my wall. It's on my list. Everything is exactly the way it was. Yes. Wait, does it smell like cookies?
A few minutes later.
He just asked me why it smells like cookies in here. I told him I made cornbread. And welcome back to day 2 in my kitchen of making 7 cookies. All of my fondant pieces have dried overnight, so now I'm going to clean them all up, take the middles out of the 6s and get them ready because we are icing the cookies today and we have to get them finished also. So I have to ice them, let them dry, and then package them up and hide them before my son gets dropped off from school. Thankfully, his dad is picking him up today, so I don't have to cut early to go get him. And I am pretty confident that I'm going to get this done. Here are the pieces before, and I will show you guys after I'm done finished cleaning them up. And here they are looking very 6-7-ish. This took about an hour and a half. There's all my dust particles. It was very mind-numbing, and I loved every second of it. That's the kind of stuff that makes my brain quiet. Now get your butt up and come over here. We're gonna go ahead and start making the icing, and I'll get the cookies laid out, and we can start on that process. I'm gonna be making royal icing. This is another recipe I got off TikTok. I will put her handle across the screen. I truly appreciate these ladies making it so easy to follow these steps because I have a hard time just reading a recipe just straight with, you know, words. So I'm going to be using 2 pounds of powdered sugar. I'm going to be doubling this recipe because since I'm making the cookies green, also I forgot to say I'm making the cookies green, or the icing green. We're going to be doubling it so I don't have to color match later. So we're going to be adding 2 pounds to our mixing bowl. Also, do make sure you remove your bags. That is very full. So I'm going to be using my guard to hopefully minimize the mess. But wow, I didn't realize it would like fill the bowl. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 1/3 cups of milk. And then I'm going to add 2 1/3 cups of Caro, light corn syrup. And I'm going to be adding 6 teaspoons of clear vanilla extract, just so it doesn't deter the color of the white before I add the color. Here goes nothing. Just lock it, and we're going to do just 1. Oh, that wasn't that dramatic. It's at a decent consistency, so I'm going to go ahead and add the green to it. I'm not really sure how dark this will be, so let's just do 2 drops right now. Oh, she green. I think I added like 8 more drops. But it is at a very good consistency, so I'm happy with that. So let's go ahead and bag this up. So I may have gotten some green icing all over the place because when I picked it up while it was still on, it kind of flying everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and take a glass cup and put my bag over it. So it makes it a little bit easier to fill them. Just like that. I was able to get 4 bags out of that batch. I just tied them off with rubber bands. I doubt we're going to need this much, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. So let's go ahead back to the table. So my piping bag is ready. I'm just going to outline all of these cookies first, and then we will fill them in once they are all outlined. The tricks that I saw on all of the videos were to start piping and then pick up the bag and let the icing fall where it needs to, rather than being so close to the cookie. Now that they are outlined, I'm going to go ahead and flood and fill them in. And as they're still wet, I'm going to add the 6-7 into the middle of it. Then I'm just going to take my little tool and shake it all the little holes so that they fill in. I just finished all of the flooding. The cookies look fantastic. I am so freaking proud of myself. I'm going to let these sit for another 30 minutes or so, and then I'm going to finish the outline, and then we're done with the cookies. They're going to dry some more, and then we're going to package them up. I'm almost done with outlining. I have 6 cookies left, and my hand hurts so much. It is cramping. I will show you guys the outline up close. I'm going to do my last cookie and show you because it's super thin, so I'm not going to add that cookie into the batch. But I'll show you guys a more up close of how I do this. But I only have 6 more. I can do it. All right, so here's my final cookie. This is the super thin one. That'll probably be mine to eat. But this is how I did the outline for all of them. It pretty much just is a slow, steady process. There's my thumb. One finger. After doing this over 30 times, you kind of get the routine of it. Also, if I'm not completely on it, I'm so sorry. I'm doing two things at once. And then once it is finished, then I go in with my little tool to kind of just blend the lines together. And there you have it. And here are the finished 6, 7 cookies. How many times have I said that in this video? I think these turned out better than I ever assumed. This is only my second time ever flooding and doing cookies this way. I mean, I've decorated cookies, but not to this extent. This is like, you know, you ordering from a bakery type of extent. And I'm so proud of myself. Selfie. I'm going to let these dry. I'm going to get the whole house cleaned up and organized so that when my son gets here, he doesn't even know I did cookies. And then the last thing I'm going to do is bag those up. And they are going to go in their own individual bags with a cute little gold background and a couple extra 6 and 7s. 6, 7! Now for some cleaning magic. Bippity boppity. Boo! Bam! Beige! I am in the final steps. I am placing the cookie in the bag and I am putting 1, 6, 7 on one side of the cookie and another on the other side. And that is what they look like. Thank goodness. I could cry from happiness. This is what I love about crafting is it's literally challenging yourself to things you never even thought were possible. And then you do it and then you realize, wow, it is very much possible. And this was so fun. And I'm so honored that the teacher had asked. She didn't ask me directly. She asked the whole what's it called? Room parents. Because I'm a room parent, obviously. And I jumped on it because I was like, a reason to be crafty? It signed me up. Look at that. I'm excited. I'm going to see if my son wants cookies for his upcoming birthday rather than a birthday cake because this was fun. And the possibilities of what to create. All right, I'm going to go ahead and finish these up and then I will show you guys them all boxed and ready to go. Thank you guys for joining me on this adventure. I hope this inspires you to go make cookies yourself. Because it is fun. It's fun. And here they all are in their final form. I ended with a total of 33, which is 3 over than I needed. And it's my freaking favorite number. I love them. I'm going to keep them downstairs hidden so that they can completely dry before I like kind of stack them on top of each other. But I did it. I freaking did it. I knew I could do it. Past Ayla tries to doubt me and I have to prove her wrong every time. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching and giving me your valuable, precious time. I truly appreciate it. Go out and craft something that makes you happy and I will see you on the next one. Bye, bitch. Oh, before you go, here's one more. 6, 7. You crazy kids. Bye.